Hey guys, Jackson Taylor here. I'm a senior agent at Bobby Brock Insurance, and Drew and I wanted to come up with a little training for some of you who are doing some ACA Facebook leads or any kind of ACA lead, really Affordable Care Act leads, Health Sherpa Marketplace, whatever lingo you use. We want to go over that today and talk about our strategy for when somebody already has a plan in the marketplace. So when you're working these leads, often there are agents that get in there and they find out that the person they're talking to, they're communicating to, already has a plan. And it can seem really hard or really, challenging to convince that person that they need insurance when they already have insurance. That's a hard thing to do. It's hard to get that type of client on the book. And we've really figured out how to do that here. We've really made that our own, how to get somebody on our books, even if they have a plan already. And so that's what Drew and I are really going to talk about today. We're going to do some role playing. I'm going to explain our strategy first, and then Drew will be the client and I will be the agent, and we'll do a little role playing so that you can see it in action a little bit. But really, the thing is, when you have somebody that responds to your ad or your whatever lead generation you have going on for Affordable Care Act, for the ACA insurance, and you get that lead and you're looking at them and you call them up and they already have some kind of marketplace plan, or maybe you see that and maybe you're doing the automated text, and they tell you that they have some kind of marketplace plan. When you see that happen, that really turns into an easier sell for us at this point than even if somebody is not on a plan at all. Because at this point, all we have to do is convince them that we are the agency they want to use and that we should look at their plan to make sure that they're on the best one for them. Once they respond to your ad and you're talking to them, all you have to do is get permission to look at their plan. That's it. Once you get permission to look at their plan, you get to go in there and you get to check that plan out. And now you have everything you need to compare that plan to whatever other plans they qualify for. And at this point, it's just selling that other plan. That's all it is. That's easy peasy. And so we're going to go over that, what that looks like. And so Drew's going to be the customer here, Drew. Yep. And I'm going to be working my ACA lead, whatever generated this lead. I'm going to be calling Drew Langford. And so I'm going to start us with a ring, and we're just going to jump in there. So
Jackson, would you say the initial sale that you do is you're selling yourself or the agency?
100%.
From the get-go?
Yeah, 100%. That should be really selling yourself should be whether they have an ACA plan already or not. That is absolutely a good point, Drew. That is something you were doing here, is you're selling yourself more than you are the plan. And you're going to see that in this conversation here. I'm going to focus on Bobby Brock Insurance more than I am the plans when I'm selling here to Drew. So, all right, Drew, here we go. Ring, ring.
Hello?
Hey, Drew.
Hello, who is this?
Hey, Drew, this is Jackson over at Bobby Brock Insurance. We've been texting some about your plan that you have through the marketplace.
Oh, okay, right, yeah.
Yeah. So, Drew, I see that you've had this and Better plan for 3 years. Have you been enjoying the plan?
Yeah, it works pretty good, well enough, I guess. I'm pretty healthy. I just use it to just see my checkups yearly, and then if I get a little cold or something, I go get checked out.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been fine. I'm happy with it.
Sure, yeah. So, Drew, a lot of people, when they get on these marketplace plans, that's all they're using it for. They're not really going to the hospital a lot. They're not really having a lot of heart surgeries done, Drew. Most people are just getting it so they can go to the doctor, get their checkups, get their medicines. And so that's completely normal. Now, Drew, I will say this. No one can anticipate when you will have to use it for something catastrophic like a hospital visit, or maybe you have to use it for, God forbid, a cancer diagnosis, whatever. The reason we have insurance is to protect ourselves. You would agree with that, wouldn't you, Drew?
Yeah. That's why I got this,
Right. Yeah. That's exactly why you got it. And that's why you need insurance, Drew. And so what I would love to do real quick, because I am contracted with Ambetter. I'm a contracted agent with them, but I'm also a contracted agent with many of the companies in the marketplace. And so there's a whole lot of options we can look at. And real quick, all I'm going to do is I got your information here already. I'm going to go in here and take a look at your plan and just compare it real quick. Won't take me a minute or two. And so I'm going to jump in there real quick. All right, I'm going to take a look at your plan.
Well, I don't want to change anything. Like I said, it's been good. Like I don't know if anything needs to be replaced. I don't want to go through that hassle again.
I hear you, bro. So it's not that we're going to change anything. Just because I'm looking at it means that doesn't mean there's a commitment to change. I just want to take a look at it and make sure that you're on the best plan for you, Drew, because I would hate to find out that you're on a plan with a 9,000 max out of pocket, but you can actually get a maximum out of pocket of around 3,000. That can be a big difference, Drew. And so a lot of these plans, what you'll see with these marketplace plans, one of the problems we see a lot of times is that they do have maximum out of pocket pockets of around 9,000. Do you know what a maximum out of pocket is, Drew?
I mean, it's like what you got to pay before you, I don't know, get the plan to pay anything, something like that.
Right, that's a deductible, Drew. So the deductible is the amount that you will have to pay up front before the plan actually kicks in. And so that's very important and something we want to look at too. I want to make sure your deductible is not huge because these plans do sometimes have $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 deductibles if you're not just going to the doctor. And I know that if you went to the hospital, you don't want to pay $7,000 up front before it does anything else, do you?
No, I don't really want to do that. No.
I know you don't. I know you don't, brother. I wouldn't want to do it too. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a look at your plan real quick, and I'm just going to compare. It doesn't mean we're going to change, but I do want to compare and just make sure you're not in a situation where you're going to spend a lot of money. Sound good?
Okay, that's fine then if you just want to look.
Perfect, brother. And so right here, all I'm doing is I'm putting in your date of birth, I'm putting in your zip code, this information you gave to us. I'm going to confirm it. You are Drew Langford, and you are you're in Nettleton, Mississippi, and your zip code here is 1234. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Perfect. So, yeah, Drew, I got you pulled up right here, and I am looking at your Ambetter plan, and I do see that you have a pretty good plan. It is a good plan. It has a $750 deductible, which is not bad at all, Drew. However, I do want to let you know there is a plan that has a $0 deductible, so that's really a starting point for us. But the plan you have, Drew, that $750 deductible, the maximum out of pocket is actually around $9,000. And so, Drew, right now with the plan that you have, if you were to go to the hospital for a month and have to pay that co-insurance of 30%, you potentially could spend $9,000 out of your own pocket in a year. And again, that's great insurance and all, but there is a better option. And there's this plan with Cigna I see here that actually has a $0 deductible, and the maximum out of pocket is $1,800. So, Drew, let me explain what that means. Looking at this Cigna plan, if your maximum out of pocket is $1,800, that means that the most you could spend in a worst case scenario in a year is $1,800, Drew. That's a lot less than $9,000, isn't it?
Yeah, that's about 7,800 less.
I know it, man. And so if you can save that money, that's great. And I'll tell you some other benefits. Cigna's customer service is phenomenal, man. And really, the biggest sell I can give you today, Drew, is that you want to use Bobby Brock Insurance. And let me tell you why. When it comes to Cigna and Ambetter, one thing that I like about Cigna is I have some representatives over in Atlanta, down south here with me, that I can get on the phone today if there's a problem with your plan. When it comes to Ambetter, we may have to wait 30, 40 days before we ever hear something from them. And with Cigna, I know I can get you an answer on any problems or billings that come up today and make sure we get those things handled. And so really, to get this swapped over, it's a breeze. I already have all your information. I can just put this in, get you swapped over, and have you ready to go for April 1st. How does that sound, Drew?
Well, I mean, the money saving, or I guess potential money saving sounds great. Or is this going to cost me a lot more money, or what kind of? I mean, it sounds like I'm a little worried. It sounds too good to be true.
Yeah. So Drew, that's a great point to bring up on the premium. What I'm looking at here is your Ambetter plan is a $0 plan, so I know you love that.
Yeah, I hadn't had to pay a dime for.
I will say this Cigna plan, it does have a premium to it. It's a premium of $22 a month, Drew. And so if you do your return on investment here, $2,200 or $22 a month comes out to around $300 a year. That's well worth it for that $7,000 in savings. Wouldn't you agree?
Jackson, I think that'll be good. You seem like a pretty trustworthy guy. I like what I've been hearing. So I just, whenever we're changing plans, what if I have something, happen between the losing Ambetter and getting Cigna? What if I have something happen at the at the doctor.
Sure, great
gonna happen
question.
there?
Great question. We want to make sure you're covered, right? And that's really what you're asking me. And so, yeah, great question. So what's going to happen here is you'll be on this plan for the rest of this month. And so what that means is anything that happens between now and March 31st is still covered by Ambetter. It's actually, they are obligated to cover anything that they would approve or be covered anyway until March 31st. You would have coverage with them. It would be illegal for them to drop you. And then immediately on April the 1st at midnight, your Cigna plan would pick up and take over from there on out. In other words, Drew, if something happens between now and March 31st, Ambetter will take care of it. Starting April 1st from here on out, Cigna will take care of it. It's an easy swap. You don't have to worry about that. I'll handle that for you.
Well, if you can handle it, I say let's do it. I mean,
yeah,
it makes sense to me. I can pay $22 a month.
Perfect, Drew. Perfect. That's great, man. So I'm going to get this put in for you, and we'll have you ready to go for April 1st. How's that sound, buddy?
Sounds great. I appreciate it, Jackson.
Perfect, man. Perfect. Well, thank you, Drew, and you have a great day.
You too, Jackson. Thank you.
Perfect. So, y'all can give it up for Drew and his acting performance there. Gave me some objections, which is great. I'm glad that y'all got to see that and see the process. But it really is just that process, guys. And so when you go in there and you see that they're on a plan, and really you can do that even from Ambetter to Ambetter or Cigna to Cigna. Obviously, there's some situations there where you may not get compensated super well. But we do want to take care of the client, make sure they're getting on the best plan for them. So you may have situations where you have to go from Ambetter to Ambetter or Cigna to Cigna. That's okay. If you can get them on the books for now, and then when it comes time to re-enroll, you'll be the agent on file next year and you will get compensated then. So it's a good pipeline stuffer. But that's how it goes, man. And it's a easy process. That's how we do it over here. I hope y'all find this very helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to one of us, and maybe we can get you another video sent. But hopefully this one will show you that you really can do it, and it's an easy process. Drew, do you have anything you want to add?
Yeah, I was just going to say, like, a lot of people will say that, that's the questions I've had the most about is enrolling somebody that's already in the marketplace. And it's like Jackson said, it really is easier because they're used to the marketplace type plans. They're used to what that process is like. I played someone who was a little bit probably easier of a sale. I had a couple objections. Mm-hmm. You'll have people that have less. You'll have people that have more. Typically, you want somebody in the middle or maybe a little bit more objections because those are going to tend to stick around for longer.
Going to stick way better.
Somebody that you can gain their loyalty like that through, overcoming their objections and gaining their trust. That's really the ideal client. But you're going to get a mix, and it's really not like a super hard sell to get somebody that's already got a ACA plan.
Yep.
It's like, that Jackson did. He sold himself and the agency, and the fact that, what some of the things we say around here, you get lifetime claims and benefits processing whenever you're a client of ours. So that's a huge selling point that you can use, along with the fact, that you're just looking out, you're just doing like a check-in to make sure they got the best plan for them.
Yep.
And that's your in.
Absolutely. Yeah, guys, super easy process. Y'all can do it. Again, if y'all have any other questions, reach out and we'll definitely help out with that. But we do hope that you get out there and you grind it out and y'all close lots and lots of deals, man.
This is the greatest conference all time. It's like nothing I've seen before. Coming back next year. The business is rapidly changing, and if you're not educating yourself, you're going to be left behind.
Great thing about Medicare Con and really any of these types of events, this one's so big, is you have all these people from chasing different pursuits in their business coming together and joining and sharing information. That's the best part of this. The conversations I've had with these guys right here, things that I wouldn't get just talking on the phone or anything like that. And the content here, it's been awesome. And Justin's done a great job, man.